Since Tesla rolled out its first vehicles with autopilot hardware, the autopilot has gone through several iterations and upgrades over the years, leaving some a little bit confused about whether their car can be upgraded to the latest full self-driving software and hardware or not. Believe me, I know, I understand the frustration and the confusion with all the parts and software and hardware and the computer chips. I mean, it's just a lot, right? But let's break it down into simple form to make it less confusing and easier to understand. This segment of today's video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound. I've been using their service for quite some time now for various video projects in my video production company and now on this channel as well. All the music you hear in these episodes comes from them and it's all copyright free. They also have a huge library of sound effects if you're looking to spice up your videos with some sound design. I've included a link in the description below for a free 30-day trial, so go check them out. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode on EV Source. My name is Harry and I'm your host for today's dose of EVs and technology. When you buy a Tesla today, any Tesla, all the hardware needed for full self-driving comes already installed in the car. There are 8 cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, and a forward-facing radar. Tesla's new chip required for full self-driving, or FSD in short, is in all Teslas built after April 2019. So if your car is older than this, do you qualify for a hardware upgrade? Well, let's have a look. Tesla has been working hard to perfect its autopilot, and each year the company is getting closer and closer to full self-driving. But in order to get to FSD, they've had to come up with new hardware to accommodate this. For instance, Tesla designed a GPU chip from the ground up because one powerful enough did not exist yet. This goes to tell you how dedicated they are in making FSD a reality. They previously had GPU chips made by NVIDIA which were used in hardware versions up until hardware 2.5. Now let's take a quick look at the different hardware versions and whether or not your car is eligible for an upgrade. Hardware components, the MCU. There are 3 major components to consider: the MCU, ECU, and cameras. These are the primary components that make up the hardware for autopilot and FSD features. The MCU, which is the media control unit, is responsible to handle anything to do with media. In other words, it controls the touchscreen and instrument cluster. Tesla currently has 2 iterations of its MCU. There's the MCU1, which is in all cars built from 2012 to February 2018, and MCU2, which is in cars built from March 2018 to present. MCU1 is slower and less powerful than MCU2, and this matters when FSD is concerned, but more on that in a moment. Hardware components, the ECU. The ECU, which is the electronic control unit, is responsible for all autopilot capabilities and some non-autopilot functions. There are currently 4 versions of this hardware, which is why it's a little bit confusing combined with MCU. ECU1, also known as Hardware 1.0 or AP1, is in all vehicles built from September 2014 to October 2016 and have a single front-facing camera. ECU2, also known as Hardware 2.0 or AP2, is installed in cars between October 2016 to August 2017 and have 3 front-facing cameras and 5 surround cameras for a full 360-degree view around the vehicle. ECU 2.5, also known as Hardware 2.5 or AP 2.5, was in cars between August 2017 to April 2019 and come with some additional redundancies which require additional wiring harnesses. This, coupled with MCU2, brings Tesla CAN and Sentry Mode. However, a software update in late 2019 enables Sentry Mode in vehicles with AP2 or AP 2.5, but you won't be able to store the footage locally unless you have MCU2. And the latest ECU3, also known as Hardware 3.0 or AP3, is in all vehicles built after April 2019. To check which version you have, you can check the sticker in the door jamb on the driver's side. Do you qualify for the upgrade? Now let's put it all together and see if you qualify for the Hardware 3 upgrade. Hardware 1 and MCU 1 do not have the processing power, cameras, or redundancy for Hardware 3. So if you have a vehicle with Hardware 1 or AP1 in short, you cannot upgrade it to the latest version. It's like taking an old iPhone 3 and trying to retrofit new cameras and a CPU from an iPhone 10 without changing the chipset and the entire board. Not happening. Hardware 2 paired with MCU 1 can be upgraded to Hardware 3, but you won't get the Dashcam and Sentry Mode with onboard recording. Hardware 2.5 or AP 2.5 in short comes with MCU 1 or MCU 2 depending on what year the car was built. As I mentioned earlier, MCU 2 was implemented in all cars after March 2018. So if your vehicle was made before this, you'll have MCU 1. Now, according to Elon's tweet from last month, MCU upgrade is coming to vehicles with Hardware 2 and 2.5. Tesla is still working on an upgrade path from MCU 1 to MCU 2. From Tesla's point of view, it's worth spending the time to make the upgrade as seamless as possible. This way, when they begin upgrading the vehicles to the new MCU 2, they will spend as little time as possible per vehicle. This is extremely important when we're talking about hundreds of thousands of vehicles that may go through the upgrade. The timeline in which this will be done is still uncertain, so we're looking forward to hearing more about this in the future. And if you don't want to miss out on anything, consider subscribing to my channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified whenever I drop a new video. When will you get the upgrade? Remember, you only get the free hardware upgrade if you purchase the FSD package. So if you qualify for an upgrade, when or how would you get it? Well, currently Tesla is grouping cars by hardware, VIN number, vehicle, and location, with the Model S and X having priority for the retrofit, with Model 3 coming later. So if your vehicle has hardware 2.5 and MCU 2 and you're on the West Coast, you're in Group 1 and will get a call for the upgrade first. These vehicles are currently already going through the upgrade, so if you're in the group, you're probably going to be called soon or have already been called for it. According to the latest information, Tesla will reach out to you when your group is called, so no need to reach out to them. All the parts and labor cost is included in the retrofit, assuming you purchase the FSD package. Owners can also upgrade from MCU 1 to MCU 2 for $2,500. If you don't want to wait, this may be your only viable option at this point. Although MCU 2 is not really necessary for FSD, it's recommended to have to get those additional features such as Dashcam and Sentry Mode with onboard recording, and for a lot smoother overall experience with the display. Final thoughts. Alright, so going back to FSD and the hardware necessary to achieve this, an immense amount of data is required to teach the neural network, and like I've mentioned before in my earlier video, Tesla is far ahead in the game than anybody else when it comes to data collected from the real world. And because FSD is turning out to be a much more daunting task than Elon himself had originally imagined, new and improved hardware is necessary for FSD. But Hardware 3 may not be the last hardware version before reaching level 5 autonomy. It is possible that an even faster GPU and other hardware changes may be required for level 5 autonomy. Upgrading the hardware every few years, even though it may be necessary, it is definitely not financially very good for Tesla because it's done at no cost to the consumer if they purchase the FSD package earlier. So hopefully Hardware 3 is all it takes to finally get to level 5 autonomy. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. I hope this video was helpful and it provided some clarity to questions regarding hardware upgrades. If I missed anything important, please let me know down in the comment below, and don't forget to hit like on your way out if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more similar content so you don't miss anything. And as always, keep charging ahead, and I'll see you on the next one. Stay safe and take care.
I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. I'm not broken.